Hello. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024. This is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. And in this area of Kentucky, Lexington, the temperatures will be up around 93 degrees. But there also is a special weather alert that goes along with this. And it is as follows for this area. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, on Father's Day, temperatures went up to 91. The UV was high, pollen was very high, and 91 degrees felt like 95 here in Lexington. So, special weather statement until Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the Lexington, Kentucky area. It says heat index values near 100 degrees this afternoon. The combination of hot and humid conditions result in peak index values near or slightly exceeding 100 degrees this afternoon and evening. If working or spending an extended period of time outside today, remember to drink plenty of water and take breaks in the shade or air-conditioned areas. Loose fitting and light colored clothing is recommended. Be sure to check on those most vulnerable to heat, including children, the elderly, and anyone without access to air conditioning. Provide shade and fresh water for outdoor pets and livestock. Remember to always look before you lock. Never leave children or pets unattended in a parked vehicle. The interior of a vehicle can reach deadly temperatures in a matter of minutes. So that's the special weather advisory for this area, Lexington, Kentucky today. Partly cloudy, highs in the low 90s and lows in the low 70s. In the Gulf, it's likely that excessive rain will lead to flooding. And California, huge wildfire forces evacuations near LA. I think over 12,000 acres are involved in that. So today, Monday, June 17, 2024, sunrise was at 6:14 a.m. Sunset will be at 9:03 p.m. Today, the wind around 5 miles per hour. The AQI is good at 50. And pollen very high. So, if you're watching the sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Talk about it on WhatsApp. If you're watching the sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And of course, the sideshow coffee cup. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Black 11-ounce ceramic. Dishwasher safe, good for all beverages, hot and cold, with the sideshow logo on it. Pay me through Cash App. My Cash App tag is $TR Parker 1. So, this being Monday, the start of the week, excuse me. Yesterday, Father's Day, celebrated in multiple countries outside the USA. The news. From ABC News, we had Israel, Gaza live updates. The IDF began daily tactical pause along Gaza aid route. You know, there's a lot of back and forth involving the hostages that Hamas is holding, and Israel bowing to all intents and purposes to keep up what they're doing until those hostages are released. So now, discussion is for a tactical pause daily to allow aid to get in along that route in Gaza. From the Washington Post, D.C. area forecast yesterday. It's nice to know that D.C. was sunny and warm on Father's Day. This is a news item. From ABC News, multiple people shot at Splash Pad Park. This was in Michigan, about 25 miles north of Detroit. Of the 9 people that were shot, 2 of those were children. One young boy, age 8, was struck in the head. He's in critical condition. Another young boy, 4 years old, was hit in the leg, and he is in serious condition. It seems from reports that this man, 48 years old, just jumped out of his vehicle at the Splash Pad Park and has just opened fire. 28 rounds were expended. That would be about 4 magazines from an AR-15 style rifle, and got back in his vehicle and drove off. He was later found at home where he lived with his mother, dead. From the Independent, Gervonta Davis returns to the ring with the 8-round knockout of Frank Martin after a year away. Frank Martin, when I first heard that the fight was on and scheduled, Frank Martin is the same name that Jason Statham uses in the Transporter series. Oh yes, Frank Martin. Davis delivered a right and 2 lefts to Martin's face to send the Indianapolis resident to the canvas for his first career loss after he won his first 18 fights. Tankett Game proved to be one of boxing's most ferocious punchers, improving to 30-0, all but 2 by knockout. This fight further solidified Davis, a Baltimore native and resident, as one of his sport's top pound-for-pound boxers. From Good Housekeeping, Kelly Clarkson fans called out new Kelly Yoki as one of her greatest performances ever. And this was performed June 4th on her Kelly Clarkson show, and it is a throwback to her first debut album. From People magazine, school officials apologize after students with special needs allegedly excluded from grad ceremony. Georgia school officials apologized on Thursday, June 13th, over a high school graduation ceremony last month, in which students with special needs were allegedly excluded from fully participating and instead sat in a hallway during the commencement. And from other sources, Pope and comedians meet at the Vatican. This probably was an event, first time probably in history that I've heard of it. And it brings to mind that as much as comedians make fun of or find a sense of humor in what goes on in the news and in some occasions in our daily lives, speaking from their own perspective, there is a comedian's rule that says that anything that's in the news, they have to wait 15 days before they can start using it in their material. Just so you know. Songwriters Hall of Fame annual event. As you know, I really enjoy my music. I'm involved with music. Songwriting is an area that, as with everything, at the very least I can say I have respect for. I know I've worked my fair share when I was involved in a group activity for playing the flute. We practiced every Saturday for a couple of hours, had 5 performances a year. So we would then, talking about private practice for whatever part you were assigned, and it was a group of flute players. And matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and name it, the Firebird Flute Ensemble here in Lexington, Kentucky, the only one in the nation. And we would have 1 week off between concerts and be right back in there on some new music. So music, like I say, music and mathematics have their own place, and songwriters are being acknowledged at an event for the Hall of Fame. Tony Awards were also given, so you can watch Jay-Z and Alicia Keys perform Empire State of Mind at the 2024 Tony Awards ceremony. And speaking of music, this is kind of an old school move on my part. And it involves somebody whose name you probably are familiar with, Frankie Beverly. So Essence Magazine is saying that they're going to have an event, and Frankie Beverly is going to be honored. He's now in his 70s. So it contains a lot of detail, and we are in the summer, and who has not listened to some of Frankie Beverly's music in past summers? And for those of you who are not really familiar with the name, I'm going to share this article from Essence with you called Full Circle with Frankie Beverly. As follows: with a soulful sound and a signature look ingrained in our communal grown folks culture, Frankie Beverly is definitively linked with summer, then, now, and forever. The music of Maze featuring Frankie Beverly is a soundtrack of a warm dusk spent cruising local side streets with the windows down and the speakers turned on high. Beverly's voice conjures memories of late afternoons seated in a sunny corner of the extended family's spacious backyard, eavesdropping on grown folks' business being discussed at the cooler while the aroma of an active grill fills the air. And I'm sharing this also because it's some facts that I wasn't aware of, you might not be aware of, but might appreciate knowing. The group's songs triggered muscle memory by doing the electric slide on freshly cut grass, forming soul train lines in the living room, and enjoying slow dances under the stars. So it's no surprise that the legendary performer is returning to the pinnacle of summer, the Essence Festival of Culture, for our 30th anniversary. He will be receiving his flowers as a legacy entertainer, and for one last time commanding the very stage he helped build from its inception. I haven't been on the Essence stage in a little while, but it feels good to be asked to come back, Beverly says ahead of his final performance at our festival. The crooner and his iconic band closed out Sunday night during our inaugural music festival in 1995 and yearly for the next 14 years. Now they will be honored on that same stage for all they've contributed to the culture. When Essence contacted us and wanted to honor me, I really couldn't say no, Beverly states. We have a long and rich history. The Essence Festival is a big part of my career. That illustrious career, punctuated by 9 certified gold albums and multiple entries on the R&B charts, has taken place on stages across the world. Frankie Beverly, front and center in his all-white linen, accompanied by the legendary Maze, has dazzled audiences on dozens of tours for more than 5 decades. Since 1970, Beverly has bared his raw soul on stage with his distinct soulful vocals always accompanied by the live band. Their sound has shaped the very concept of soul for the millennial generation and beyond. But Beverly's journey as a performer began long before that. I grew up in church, and even as a child, I loved singing, he says of his upbringing in Philadelphia. My grandparents loved to hear me sing. It took hold, and I found myself wanting to sing all the time. That desire led him to form his own doo-wop group, the Blenders, in his teenage years. He later pivoted to team with the band instead, the Butlers. A move to California, a rebrand to the name Raw Soul, and a chance encounter led to the band opening for Marvin Gaye on tour. The group eventually altered its name to Mays at Gaye's astute suggestion. There's no way Frankie Beverly and Mays could have predicted that first time he and his bandmates hit the stage, the decades of memorable moments they would create together. But Beverly always knew he was home when he was singing. Since his earliest days as a recording artist, Beverly has created anthems that resonate. From 1977's Happy Feelings to 1980's Joy and Pain, to perhaps his most enduring hit, 1981's Before I Let Go. Beverly's music has always captured elation, disappointment, and mixed emotions of love found and lost. Just as powerful now as it was in the 70s, his music has remained a staple, and tickets to his shows have been coveted over the decades. I think my music has maintained a consistency across generations because God blessed me to write my music from the heart and not what the latest trend was, the singer reflects. It stays current no matter what generation. Beverly's music has weathered the emergence of new genres, the disappearance of hard copy media, and the move to streaming services, and it will surely endure through whatever the next phase of musical innovation proves to be. But the singer, now 77, has chosen 2024 as the year he bids farewell to live performing. His exit from center stage marks the end of an era defined by our aunties, uncles, and peers filing into stadiums and amphitheaters decked in all-white linen to emulate Frankie Beverly and May's signature performance look. They were ready to sip wine, link arms, and belt out classics along with the Titan of Soul. And two, as his silken vocals command, feel that happy feeling. But as Beverly assures us, this goodbye isn't forever. Though he'll no longer tour, the group will rebrand as Mays honoring Frankie Beverly. And he says he may pop in from time to time to stay connected to his bandmates and to the loyal fan base he feels has faithfully showered him with love and blessings for 50 plus years. Music is who I am, he explains. I've never done anything else. Music is the love of my life. You don't exit from love. So the Essence Festival of Culture presented by Coca-Cola will take place July 4th through the 7th. And for more information and updates on the festival, visit our website and follow us on social media, Essence Fest on X, Facebook, and Instagram. That's it. Hashtag